Christopher Columbus. Few names spark as much wonder and debate. Was he a daring visionary or a deeply troubled leader? To uncover the truth, we break him down into 5 powerful words. Each one peels back a layer of the man who set sail into the unknown and set off a chain of events that reshaped the world. Ambitious. This is the word that sets the stage for Christopher Columbus. Long before he ever touched the deck of the Santa Maria, Columbus was consumed by a single idea: finding a westward route to Asia. At a time when most navigators followed familiar coastlines, he dared to imagine a crossing over an ocean few Europeans had attempted to penetrate. His belief wasn't built on chance. It came from years of studying maps, maritime reports, and the geographic theories circulating in late 15th century Europe. But ambition alone wasn't enough. Accounts show he faced rejection after rejection from Portugal, from influential advisors, even from skeptics who believed his calculations were impossible. He approached royal courts, refined his proposal, and argued his case with a determination that bordered on obsession. He believed so strongly in his vision that turning back simply wasn't an option. Eventually, that persistence paid off. The Spanish crown agreed to back his risky westward journey, setting in motion the expeditions that would link Europe and the Americas. Columbus's ambition didn't just drive his voyages, it shaped the trajectory of world history. It was the kind of restless determination that refused to accept the limits of his era, pushing him into the unknown and altering the story of global exploration forever. Navigational. This is where the story of Christopher Columbus truly comes alive. From the busy Mediterranean trade routes to the windswept Atlantic, he studied the sea. Every voyage, every current, every shift in the wind became part of the mental map he carried long before he unfurled a single royal banner. There were no satellites, no precise instruments, only compasses, charts, and the stars overhead. Columbus used them with a confidence shaped by years of experience. He watched the sky, tracked the tides, and relied on dead reckoning, a demanding method that required constant attention. These were the navigational foundations that allowed him to guide crews across thousands of miles of open water. And then came 1492, the moment when his skills were tested. Columbus used the trade winds of the North Atlantic to push his fleet westward, following patterns understood by many mariners of his time, but never attempted on such a bold scale. His command of the sea kept his ships together through calm stretches, unexpected storms, and the mounting doubts of anxious sailors. Those navigational talents are ultimately what linked Europe and the Americas. His voyages marked the beginning of continuous transatlantic exploration because he carried the knowledge and experience of a lifetime at sea. Columbus sailed with the tools his age allowed and pushed them farther than most believed possible. However, his navigational skill wasn't just a trait. It was the engine that powered a turning point in world history. Through courage, calculation, and the relentless study of the sea, Columbus transformed the Atlantic from a barrier into a bridge that would change the world forever. Miscalculating, the man who set out to change the world began his journey with the wrong math. Columbus underestimated the size of the Earth by thousands of miles. In his mind, Asia wasn't across a vast, punishing ocean. It was just over the horizon, a short gamble westward. That single miscalculation created tension, danger, and the kind of uncertainty that modern explorers can hardly imagine. Columbus wasn't following a perfect plan. He ignored more accurate estimates from scholars of his time and trusted the calculations that suited his dream. However, his mistake didn't stop him. It fueled him. As the weeks passed, and the ocean stretched endlessly in every direction, doubts rose among the crew. Supplies were shrinking, fear was building, and no sign of Asia appeared. Columbus kept pressing forward, guided by belief rather than accurate geography, and then land. Not Asia, but the Caribbean. Not the bustling markets he expected, but islands no European had documented. His miscalculations didn't just shape his voyage, they reshaped global history. By aiming for Asia and landing somewhere entirely unknown to Europeans, he set off a chain of events that would transform continents. His error became the spark for an age of exploration, trade, conflict, and cultural exchange that altered civilizations forever. Transformative. By crossing the Atlantic, he connected continents that had evolved in complete isolation for thousands of years, triggering exchanges that would forever change lives, landscapes, and societies. During the Columbian Exchange, crops like maize, potatoes, and tomatoes traveled east, revolutionizing European diets and economies. Horses, cattle, wheat, and iron tools moved west, transforming daily life in the Americas. Cultures collided, languages spread, technology shifted, and new trade networks emerged. The seeds of globalization were planted in the wake of Columbus's ships, touching every corner of the globe. And it wasn't just goods and animals, it was human connection on an unprecedented scale. His voyages marked the beginning of sustained contact between Europe and the Americas, paving the way for exploration, migration, and the exchange of ideas. This was the start of a chain reaction. Cities expanded, empires shifted, and the very map of human interaction was redrawn. The Atlantic, once a vast barrier, became a bridge linking worlds, forever altering the trajectory of history. Controversial. While he opened new worlds to European exploration, his tenure in the Caribbean left a trail of suffering. Indigenous peoples faced forced labor, harsh punishments, and violence under his governance. Columbus's actions sparked debates like, was he a visionary explorer or a ruthless opportunist? A man whose courage and navigational skill reshaped the globe, still, whose decisions inflicted harm on those he encountered. Moments of discovery entwined with acts of oppression. Columbus's legacy is a mirror reflecting both the extraordinary achievements and the profound consequences of exploration. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe.